Today's Friday, it's the 20th of May, and we're down in Palma. We're going to look for somewhere to have lunch today, but on our way we're just going to have a walk down Jaime Tres, and just behind us we've got the river, which has actually got some water in, going into the sea.
And it's really hot.
And it's very, very hot. More about that in a moment. We're going to have a walk down Jaime Tres, which is the street. It's a street with all the shops on. And they've been doing lots and lots of roadworks in the recent weeks. And the question was, have they finished? And I can already see that the answer is no. And I think these scheduled for some time yet. I can't remember the exact dates, but I think it goes well up into the summer, which is really bad for the businesses, and it's not so good for the people who actually live here. So on the ground floor, yes, we've got the shops, but there are lots of apartments down here too, and it's one of the in places, I suppose, to live in Palma. You're right in the centre. A bit noisy, not for me. We live on the edge of Palma. Much prefer that. But Jaime Tres is the home of Corte Inglés, which was a Galerías Piados for those with long memories. And that's where I can start to see the work. It's lots of it fenced off. I'm not sure at the moment how we actually get down here, what we can walk around. This is major work. It's being done right in the heart of Palma. I suppose it has to be done sometime, but you would think that the obvious times when it's a bit quieter in the winter time, not when the island's full of tourists, and it is becoming full of tourists. Anita just mentioned it's hot. Temperatures in this weekend are expected to soar well into the 30s, which for May is quite extraordinary. Looks like we're going to have some of the hottest May weather for decades. We managed to negotiate that quite well. I don't know how we did that, but we did. And we're outside El Corte Inglés now. So temperatures 35 we can expect in the middle of the island, a little bit less as you get near to the coast. On the mainland they say it could even get up into 40 or above, which is very, very uncomfortable. So make sure you've got your sun cream if you're coming. And we were asked yesterday, do you need a cardigan if you're going out in the evening?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. It could go cooler, but a light cardigan is all we're going to need. So this is El Corte Inglés, and Anita needs to go in here just to see if they've got a particular product. So we'll switch off. So we've been in, now we're outside back in Jaime Tres, and they're still working on the opposite side of the road there. So a major operation through many parts of Mallorca. I think it's to do with drains actually. That'll be very nice. Anyway, that hopefully will be done as soon as possible. Just coming past the diamond factory. So Jaime Tres is a street with some quite exclusive type shops. Historically has been the place to go and do your shopping if you're part of that in crowd. Not sure it's still like that. Still got some fancy shops though, particularly the jewellery type shops. The hotel in front is the Hotel Almundena. It's a place Anita always used to come with her mum, and they had a little restaurant which was in the basement, and that's where they used to go to dine. Not even sure it's still there anymore. I can't see any access to it. Window shopping with us. Main thing that we've come to Palma for was to see if we could find a reasonable menu del dia. We're going to be on the hunt. Time's coming up to 2:20, so we're actually going to be a little bit late for a menu del dia. We may or may not find somewhere. Just going past Cartier's, which are closed. Dash. Camper, local shoe factory, shoe shop. It really is getting warm. Some of the news, I put a news article up concerning changes to the rules for, particularly for people from the UK, but it applies to anyone who's coming from third countries, that's countries that are not in the European Union.
33 degrees, just to let you know.
What's the temperature?
33.
33 degrees, that's pretty warm. If you're coming from the UK at the moment, you have to make sure you're fully vaccinated, and you have to bring proof of vaccination. You don't need to fill in there's no passenger locator form, the health form, you don't have to fill that anymore. You just have to make sure you've got the NHS vaccination app or print out to show that you're fully vaccinated. But there was an announcement yesterday from the Minister of Transport, Tourism and things, and it said that that's all going to change in the near future. And in the near future, they said the next few days. So what they're suggesting is that you won't need to be fully vaccinated to come to Mallorca. They've obviously realised that much of the industry here, much of the finances depends upon people coming on holiday, and if you don't have that, then the economy is going to suffer. So they're changing the rules so that someone who is not vaccinated will still be able to come. They just need to present a negative test, and obviously that has to be a certified test. You can't just do your lateral flow test at home and say, look, it's negative. No, it doesn't work like that. It's one you've got to pay for, and somebody is actually going to stamp it and sign it and say it is a certified test. So we're at Bar Bosch, somewhere we often stop for a little light refreshment. But, we're going to be looking for a meal. And it also means then that people who are not vaccinated can just go and get themselves tested, and if it's negative they'll be able to come on holiday. My guess is that most people are vaccinated, so all they need to do is provide a vaccination certificate. We'll just have a little wander up a back street, shall we? See if we can find anything. Oh, it's a bit hot amongst all those people. We're now in a shady area. A little bit cooler. If you come into Palma, there's lots of these little back streets you can wander through, and there's lots of shops, big galleries. Restaurants, but they're not actually advertising a menu del dia. I've come across a hotel here. Down there. So this is Friday afternoon, and it's my afternoon off from school. Now there's a cool shirt. So this one has got a sort of almost the Mallorcan material pattern.
It's a funny material, isn't it?
It does look a very funny material. It looks like a really warm material. I don't think that would suit.
Puzzle shop here.
Puzzle shop, into that sort of thing. I quite like a puzzle now and again. And find lots and lots of churches in the back streets. And Mozart down there. Oh no, Chopin, sorry, not Mozart, Chopin. Oh, nearly got my musicians mixed up. Oh, this one looks very busy, so I think we're going to get a table here. You never know. Tapas, enchiladas. One of the things I've spoken about in many videos is the graffiti on the walls, and now we're actually noticing that in some places they are dealing with it, particularly on the roadside. Somebody must have sold them a bucket of grey paint, and so they're starting just to paint these graffiti out with grey paint, which covers the concrete, so it sort of obliterates it. Traditional charcuteria and a bomboneria. Sorry? Toy shop always used to fascinate our children, and us to some extent. But we're getting to that sort of time of day when the shops actually start shutting, and then they will open later on. Something surprised me. I've never noticed a supermarket here before, but there you go. Rather cool looking supermarket actually. Little steps here. Lots of art galleries you can visit. And more steps. We're just going past the official Real Mallorca store, right opposite of quite a beautiful building. In fact, lots of the buildings around here are quite beautiful. And then up into Plata Court, which is the town hall. Flags are flying. Time's coming up just after 2:30. Across the road, get into the shade again. Right in front we actually have a Starbucks. How successful that is, Starbucks. Mallorca has wonderful coffee. Just going to head down here to some back streets. We came down this way at Christmas time, met our friend Kate, and went to the church here for a concert, which was really enjoyable. So there are one or two little cafes around here, so I was just hoping we might find one of them that does a menu del dia.
And has got a place. They're all very full.
Yeah. So yeah, it has to tick a few boxes. I don't mind sitting inside, but authentic Italian. Or tacos. We've got a plato del dia there. Cheers, gazpacho, tortellini al roquefort, salmon a la plancha. Fancy that? So we've ended up in Santa Eulalia, which is where the church is, and we're just starting off. Anita's having a rosé wine. I've got my usual shandy. So cheers, and I'll show you our menu del dia as we go along. Cheers. Ooh, that's nice. This is the church in the Plaza de Santa Eulalia. And this is a church we've been a couple of times. We've actually been inside to concerts, but I don't think we've ever actually walked around. So as we're in the area, we thought we'd take a look inside. With the Church of Santa Eulalia, there is actually a €5 charge to go inside the church. It's not like that actually. I mean, it doesn't quite feel right. I mean, I'd quite happily give a donation, but to charge to go into a church, well, we didn't go in. So we could go that way, but we'll go this way. We'll go lots of ways and walk down the side of the church. So we have been in this church. We went to a concert this Christmas, and we've been to a concert previously there. And considering it's so close to the cathedral, it is quite a magnificent building, as you can probably see just from this side view. I'm not sure I can remember walking down the side of the church before though, so this may be a little bit new to me. We're heading up towards Plaza Mayor, I suppose. Having had a very nice menu del dia with a very pleasant waiter. It is very warm, so sticking to the shades, got my hat on. Always interesting in the back streets, the little shops that you find. It's busy, so you can hear the noise going out of the cafes and restaurants. Now in the middle of the afternoon, time is just after 4 o'clock. Cafes and restaurants will be open, but most of the shops close up for the afternoon. Some still open, but many of them will close, and the proprietors will be going off to have their lunch, and then they'll open again later on in the evening. And that's the way it's been done for a long, long time.
Lovely little shops here, aren't they?
Aren't they? Very quaint. Down there's a little square with little restaurants in. Look at that facade. It really is pretty, isn't it? Just walk down this way a little way. It's just down here, the road that goes off to the left. It's called Sindicato, and I think on another occasion I've actually walked down Sindicato. It's another interesting shopping street. carrying straight on is quite an interesting walk. Lots of shops on both sides. It's all pedestrianised, but we're actually going to go to the left. Again, just before I do that, I'm just going to show you this. It's down here. There used to be a gallery of shops, and somewhere we would often come for certain little things. But actually, at the moment, it's just the access to the parking. So underneath the Plaza Mayor, there's a car park. So we're just going to go. I've lost Anita. No, she's there. We're going to go into Plaza Mayor and then on up towards Plaza España. Plaza Mayor is surrounded by restaurants, so I'm guessing there are going to be quite a few people here having their lunch. It's getting a bit late lunch now. It's 4:10. It's all in the bright sunshine here. Lots of barriers. Probably for some event that either has been or. I can go around the outside a little bit, but I think it's going to be in the sun for most of it. So a ride again. Go that way, can we? Keeps us in the shade going this way. That's good because you keep discovering new places. I've never actually walked in this bit before. So I don't think I've ever been to this little platform. Traditional barber shop. We're going down a very narrow alleyway with lots of graffiti. But this is going to take us back onto the main pedestrianised area that will take us up towards Plaza España. You see how close these buildings are together. But we're in the shade, so it's a little bit cooler. And then you get some graffiti that's actually quite nice. Art is life. Some really nice pictures here.
Really nice, aren't they?
Banksy would love these. It's reminiscent of Anne Frank, isn't it? So this is like a very main shopping street. Many of the shops down here will actually remain open during the afternoon. Church to the left is the Basilica de San Miguel, and that's what this street is. This street is San Miguel. You spotted something?
Have they got any
Any cream?
buttercream?
¿Y cuándo te das libre?
Living statues. Very popular in the Ramblas in Barcelona. Just to my right we've got the Plaza Olivar, which is where the market is. Olivar Market. Not an afternoon thing, it's a morning thing. If you want to go there, go in the morning. And you'll find all sorts of things from fresh fruit and vegetables to various meat and a huge fish section. Always busy, always lots to see. There's another church. Going to take a look in this way. So we're going to take a right here, and we're going up into Plaza España. The TV cameras in front. Reporting from Plaza España, Palma de Mallorca. This is Plaza España. Just to take a quick look because it's really hot and sunny. Across the road right in front of us is the train and bus station, just across the road there. And over towards the left, that's where you get the train to Soller. And it's busy, but this part's fairly empty because it's just directly in the sun. So people are just keeping out of the sun at the moment. It's just really too hot. Temperature in the middle, probably 30, 32, 33 degrees. It's pretty warm. We're going to head back. We're already in the shade, and we're just going to head back towards the car. It's quite a walk though. We're going to head over to the right hand side because that way we'll be in the shade. This is where we've just entered from San Miguel, and so we're just getting back to San Miguel. But instead of going down San Miguel, we're going to go down Calle Olmos. Nice pastries, nice cakes there. Naughty. The sun is going to mean the shade is on the left hand side as we walk down, which means we can look at the buildings that are on the right hand side. So the buildings to the right here, there is a church to the right. It's another church, and used to be a military hospital. It's now a residency. It's where, like a home for the elderly. We're going to stick to the left-hand side so that we can take advantage of the shade as we walk down. Calle Olmos, another pedestrianised street with one or two cafes and bars. Somewhere we've been coming to many years. From the early days of being here, we used to come here a lot. Partly because that's where the photocopy shops were, and we always seem to be needing things photocopied. I must have had photocopies at school, I can't remember.
Yo ya conté los días que tenía de vacaciones.
Piccole verde por la mañana.
When we get to the bottom of here, we end up at, I would say, is the top of the Via Roma. Which way you look at it, it's the top. Tables in the sun, definitely too hot to sit at.
Stand jetzt! Fritzi hat ihn schon öfters untersucht, der ist clean.
Hola! Little do they know that they're going to appear on YouTube very shortly. So here we can see more work that's going on. Okay, almost it's very dry as well, so the dust gets picked up. Just going to elevate you a little. Which is going to go in the shop. I'll carry on down. Again, what a strange time of the year to be doing that. Just after 4:30. I think I've seen the temperature is 30 degrees. Rita's coming. I don't think she's bought anything there. apologies for the roadworks here in Calle Olmos. I'm guessing that will all be sorted very, very quickly and it'll be back to normal. Vale.
Ven aquí.
So nearly at the bottom of Calle Olmos. Now going under its Catalan name, which is Pared dels Oms. But we're just going to cross the road here and be at the top of the VR Palma. And I just said we need to do that. See what there is to see here in Palma. And we can cross. So just before we leave Calle Olmos, just to say on this side there's the Clínica Roger just up there and Misericordia right in front of us, and behind that is the General Hospital. A little bit noisy around here. We're just at the top of the Via Roma and a beautiful fountain here. It helps to cool the air. Probably puts a few drops of water on my legs. And we're going down the Via Roma towards Plaza Mayor, which is one of the places we've been through. And the thing that is Via Roma is well known for is its flower stalls. And hopefully they'll still be open where we are to have a look at the wonderful blooms that we've missed on other occasions. Anita does like to get some tulips in our house. Oh, and the fragrance. Beautiful smelling. Beautiful colours. One rose, €2.50. One rose. Anita's garden's worth a fortune. See that, one rose, €2.50. You've got a garden full. Flowers. Beautiful arrangements. 25 euros, 50 euros. looking for those tulips. Yeah, that. So 3 more stalls.
Probably not the time of day to buy tulips, is it?
Pardon?
Probably not the time of day, it should be in the morning.
Yeah, maybe she could have. Like getting them earlier on in the day. It is late afternoon, so perhaps not the time to be buying tulips.
So here. That would match.
Let ladies here.
Hola. ¿Cuánto sale el tulipan? 8. Ok. Sí,
Okay, so she's chosen her tulips.
Tengo montado todo, o sea, ya estaba haciendo la carta. Ya la de desayuno ya me la he comido entre ayer y hoy.
And 2 more stalls to go, I think. And the last one. Please.
Una propaganda, ¿no?
Just coming to the end now, the VR Palma, and directly in front is the steps that take you up to Plaza Mayor. It does say, I don't know if you can read it from here, but it does say commercial centre. That doesn't exist. That's what I was showing you earlier on, where it was looks a little bit derelict down underneath Plaza Mayor. So Plaza Mayor, sorry, this Via Roma is guarded by the Roman centurions. There's one of them, and then over on the other side there's the other. Via Roma, and to the left is where Plaza Mayor is, and in front is the Teatro Principal. Sign up at the top, which I didn't really noticed before. It's a grand theatre on the inside. We've been to many performances there. Quite often it's been operas we go to there, isn't it?
Fun?
Operas.
Yeah, usually.
And when you go to an opera, you quite often have subtitles, which will be in Catalan. because they don't really help us. So the opera may be sung in Italian and they flash the text up in Catalan. I put it in Spanish, but more likely to be in Catalan. And this is where we came last week.
A week ago.
Just over a week ago, so this time last week. We went to the Caixa Forum, which is this building just to the right here. It is absolutely beautiful building. It's actually the old Grand Hotel. It's got a cafe on the outside, so you sit outside. We actually sit inside as well. We chose to sit inside. They have various rooms here which they can put exhibitions on, and we came to the Ancient Egypt exhibition. It's now finished, sadly, and they'll be moving on to their next exhibition. But we were very impressed by it, so if you haven't seen that, look out. I put a video up of the British Museum's artifacts that have been brought over for us to enjoy here in Palma. But just one last look at the building. It is a grand building. It was the old Grand Hotel, now taken over by La Caixa. La Caixa, one of the biggest banks in Spain. And it comes from humble beginnings, but with the recession of 2008, there were various bank mergers, and Caixa was one that came out on top and seemed to be swallowing up other banks, which means it's a very big bank now. Another beautiful building on the opposite side of the road is actually legal buildings, judiciary. I've always told my children to look up whenever they're walking down the street. You never know what you're going to see. And Palma's the perfect city for that, because there's just some wonderful architecture. So I'm just walking along here towards CNA, just to the right. Some old ironwork outside the balconies of these buildings. It's almost derelict up above. But imagine how beautiful that was in the past. So if you get the opportunity, look up. This next one is beautiful looking up. This lovely panaderia, pasteleria, with both bread and sweets and cakes and things. But just above it, you've got these lovely balconies. I've had various questions on different videos that I've put up about food and food options. Is the food gluten free? Are there vegan options and the like? And I don't notice these things too much, but generally speaking, I have seen many signs that say gluten free, and many more signs that say vegan. So you'll find that you shouldn't find it too difficult to find somewhere which is suitable for your diet. But you can always ask when you go into the restaurant, ask, do you have any items that are gluten free, or do you have anything that is vegan? Give it a go, let us know.
going up to the car now, shall we?
Yeah, we're heading towards the car. Exposition. I haven't got time for all these things. There's so many things going on. You could spend hours. We've just had a very quick walk around Palma, but if you had more time, there are museums to go into, exhibitions to see, lots of interesting things. This is C&A. Those of you who are of a particular age will remember C&A in the UK. Well, it still exists here. This is it. Exactly the same as the C&A. We used to have one in Hanley in Stoke-on-Trent, big clothes shop, closed overnight. It's 31 degrees. And luckily we're just heading back to the car now. Home for a siesta. Feet up. So this is where we started. This is Jaime Tres. And our battery's about to run out, so I think we're going to have... Oh, with the battery fading, I'll just say bye now. Thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.